motherfucking fame. And good evening, guys. Welcome to the first game of MLOS season 2, and this is going to be the top 16 series, which will be starting off by two of the most talented teams we've been seeing in this tournament, and it is none other than Team. Wait. You guys have already heard it, didn't you? My oh my. It is Generation of Miracle on the blue team and Team none other than Baputera, but they have changed up their name. It is going to be one step closer, formerly known as Baputera, on the red team. And yes, both the teams are filled up with the most talented players, just facing off for the 50k cash. And yes, guys, this tournament is being brought to you by RRG Esports Syndicate, powered by Zenvy Visuals, co-powered by EFO, which definitely stands for Esports Federation of Odisha, produced by RRG Production, and a special thanks to MOBA 5v5 Esports. And yes, guys, with this, we'll be jumping in the draft. But before that, come on, how can I forget that this is none other than your homeboy Uncle Jeff coming alongside me. We have a talented cast of Fission. So Fission, go ahead, my guy, say hi.
Thank you for the introduction, Jeff. It's a pleasure to be casting this tournament yet again. We're currently watching these two teams battle it out in the land of Dawn soon. And yeah, it's a best of three. So we have three games to look forward to, or hopefully three, but we'll see.
Yep, definitely. We are definitely looking for a three-game match here because it is the fun when you come in for the three matches on a BO3 series. But yes, we can't forget that both the teams are really amazing, really strong. So yes, both the teams will be putting out their best with the side of Team Generation of Miracle having the first pick and going with a favorable ban, which is going to be the Grok on the ban list. Straight off, I mean, he is really strong. He is one of the most heavy engagers I'll be saying with that tectonic charge. My oh my, that AOG though from him is really crazy. And speaking of that, Lancelot as well, a S tier jungler, I'll be saying, but team one step closer, they actually have already gotten their heads up. They know that they have a Guinevere on the side of Team Generation Miracle, and they have banned off the Guni, following up with the Arlord on his on his final slashes. So Fusion, what do you say about these bans right now?
These bands, like you already said, S tier bands coming in from the side of the blue side, which is Grok and Lancelot, Hayabusa as well. Generation of Miracles have banned these two heroes, which are already S tier, the Hayabusa, just a precautionary measure. Eight, but it's still an 8 tier jungler, so they have banned it out. One step closer, banning the Guinevere and the Arlot. The Guinevere, I don't think they want to. They don't want to face this set of Guinevere player and these final slashes coming in from the side of an Arlot. They don't want to face this. And another S tier jungler being banned in the form of Yi Sun Shin here. So these bands are
Mm-hmm.
looking great. I don't have any complaints, but there could be there are a few bands that I was expecting to see, maybe a CC band. But what do you think about this so far, Jeff?
About the CC ban, like you mentioned, if it's not banned, it would be picked off, and Team Generation of Miracle, they caught on to that. They come in Demon straight off, picking off the CC, as he is flexing off the hero. And like you mentioned, the Yishin China S tier jungler, but no, on the previous season, he was a double S tier jungler, my oh my. And this is not what I am saying, it is from the MPL Indonesia, not MPL Indonesia, but MPL PH, who has given out the format of the junglers, and Yishin Shin just came out on the double S tier, the bracket that he just came on to, and he was the only one standing there. But yes, it's not about the previous season, it is about the current season, and this is going to be the Yishin Shin who has dropped down to S tier after his recent nerf, but he is still OP with his itemizations. But speaking of that, X-Skull comes in, picks off the Zushi, and Ray is definitely happy right now. My oh my, Ray, I can see that bright smile straight off from here. But yeah, speaking of that, X-Skull onto the Zushi, and Suki onto the Nathan, a really OP marksman. But what do you say about the rise of Nathan though, Vision?
The rise of Nathan in this current meta is subliminal to be fair. S tier and one of the strongest MMs in this current meta. Well, so he's really a threat. But the way you would utilize this, are we going to see a sustained calm? Are we going to see a heavy sustained calm coming from the side of one step closer? Is what I'm really interested in seeing. Well, Mr. Bone ends up picking the Kimmy. We all know what a Kimmy can do. That burst damage, that AK-47 kind of burst coming in from the side of a Kimmy, with that paired up with the immobilization is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So a really good pick in the mid lane. Wow, Lal Babu goes for that Lapu. S or a double S tier EXP laner. This like any Lapu player right now is like you have to pay the respects because it's a crazy hero. You can do a lot of damage. You can provide a lot of stuns and yeah, it's a hero that I really personally like looking at the EXP lane. But As it stands, it looks like CC might be the goal laner. What do you think about this, Jeff?
Both the heroes can go on towards the gold lane side, but as of now, it is still a question on which one would be going for it. But yes, Bapu Tera instantly locks on towards that Uranus, and he can be a threat when it comes towards facing the Lapu Lapu on the EXP side because he can just out sustain Lapu Lapu, poke out his skills, and there would be nothing for our Lapu Lapu to be handling on. And yes, that is pretty much going to be it for him. But speaking of our Tsuki, though, like we mentioned here, there is a Bane open, but both the teams do not want to go for it. The side of Team Generation of Miracle, they picked off a Lapu Lapu, following up with a CC. So the main damage source would be coming in from the Kimi, and from the side of Team One Step Closer, they have a Zushin who can pull out a lot of CC, especially with the what do we call Lantern Flare. And talking about it, Baputera, who is a really heavy tanker who can just heal up as soon as he takes up damage. So yes, and talking about Tsuki though, he is on towards the Nathan who can poke out a lot of magical damage, and there would not be much of a damage lacking on towards the mid side. But speaking of that, Team One Step Closer actually bans off the Baksha here, expecting that there can be a Baksha who can go on towards the roam section, or either the jungling because there is a roamer and a jungler missing from the side of Generation of Miracle. But speaking of Generation of Miracle, they actually banned off the Badang as well as the Khalid here, catching up Kriko's hero pool already. My oh my, that's the really, what do you call it, aggressive move I'd be saying. But what do you say about the homework done by both the teams here, Vision?
The homework being done by both the teams is impeccable, but it is not something we didn't expect because this is the best of three. So these teams, they know what both the sides can bring. They have done their research. They're looking to counter each other, and they want to shut each other's hero pools down and hopefully close in towards a victory here. Wow, right now we're seeing Kriko taking his time for that pick, and he goes on to the Kufra right now. Wow, we'll. I don't know who will be picking. They'll be picking as a jungler on this side. They still do have a Bane, like you said earlier. So we could probably see a Bane, maybe because the G Ascension is banned. So they currently do not have a hybrid MM/assassin that could take the place here. But there is still the Fredrin open. So who knows? But I don't know if they'll be going for that Fredrin. Blank EXP on the Lolita here. What do you think about this?
Speaking about the Lolita, though, I'm not a big fan of Lolita, but yes, she can counter out the Nathan's basic attacks. But for how long, though? Because there is a knockup coming in from Kriko who can cancel out the shield. There's also Zushin who can just pick her off, and that will be the cancellation of the shield. But yes, Glitch Jemmy comes in, picks off the Akai, though, are really strong, but at the same time, they are lacking the damages, which I'm not liking from the side of team. One step closer, they have a healer, which is going to be Matilda with the guiding winds, but it's not going to be enough because how are you going to provide the damage? Because if there is any markable situation coming in on Mr. Bone who is on Kimi, that is going to be pretty much it because Akai, he cannot have his heavy spins all the time for saving out the Kimi, but at the same time it is not going to be the issue because SVS, he might be coming in on his signature Yin though, because knowing SVS, he is actually a guy who plays Yin a lot and he makes the orthodox picks actually work out. And yes, like we mentioned, it is going to be SBS picking off the Yin, and he will definitely be going in on towards Mr. Bone. The Kimi will be marked off really hardly here, and the rest can be handled off by Artsuki. So yeah, that's pretty much it. But what do you say about the draft here, Vision?
Akai was still like Jeff. I would say Akai was still a jungler. It was like okay, Akai can be picked up because it's either a Fredrin or you could. I mean, Akai is still good, decent, but the Jin, since I didn't really expect this a Jin in a tournament match, and but since
There
you
is a
said
global one Yin for you.
he's a global Jin and he plays Jin a lot, I can't see why it's happening. So I'm really interested in seeing what the yin does here. I mean, the yin can do a lot, but right now, a CC, a Lapu Lapu, and a Kai, while the Matilda there to take his team, save his team with the guiding wind. So
Mhm.
let's see what happens.
Guiding winds definitely cannot just cancel out the Mitra now, because if the enemies goes out for a far distance, that's the only time it can be cancelled. But in certain scenarios it can't even be cancelled. But yes, with this, guys, we are in the land of Dawn. You guys are watching the MLOS season 2, the top 16 series. This is the first game, the BO3 matches between the side of Team One Step Closer on the red team, and on the blue team we have Team Generation of Miracle. Both the teams have done their hard work a lot, and they are in the top 16 series, and with this they would would be proceeding towards the top 8 if any teams win here, and this is going to be the BO3. So if you lose the first game, the second game would be pushing you out for the further gameplay that you do, and without that, it is not going to be possible
Five
because we
seconds till
can
the
see
enemy
none other
reaches the
than the CC
battlefield.
going on towards the
Smash
goal
them!
lane and on towards the EXP. It is going to be the Lapu
All
Lapu. So
troops
yes,
deployed!
Lapu will be struggling, but what do you say about the drafts here now, Vision?
The roster is we, by the way, sorry, I just have to mention it. We see a CC in the goal lane here. So it is a CC goal lane while we see a Lapu Lapu against the Uranus in the bottom lane. I currently see there's a lot of potential from the side of one step closer, because if the Nathan is in late game is really fed, I think there'll be a lot of damage coming in from the side of the Nathan. But if this CC manages to choke him down and put a lot of pressure on this Nathan and doesn't allow him to farm as much as he's hoping for, then there might be a chance for the side of Miracle of Generation to win this. But that is what's interesting here right now, and we'll have to find out what happens throughout this game.
Exactly. And like I mentioned, it is going to be Baputera on Uranus who will be harassing the Lapu Lapu because he will be poking out the skills. He won't be dealing out much damage because he can just sustain a lot more than he can consume. But like we mentioned, it is going to be the Yin who would be putting out a lot of pressure on marking down the Kimi because Kimi is on the flicker. But for how long though? 2 minutes of cooldown is way too long, and Yin's cooldown after he reaches level 15, it is not going to be that long. But when it comes towards the late game section, there is going to be Akai who would be there with the heavy spins. There is also going to be none other than the Labu, who will be Lal Babu, who will be using up that what do you call it, land shaker, and that's going to be a much more fun section for him. But like we mentioned, oh, it is going to be a pause though. But what do you say about the predictions, Vision? Like the Yin going for the Kimi, and what do we call it, the Lapu Lapu protecting the Akai with the heavy spins. But I'm not a big fan of that though because Yin can just come up from the backside unexpected, and there, boom, your main damage dealer would be gone.
Yeah, I agree with these predictions, but the thing that I'm really curious to see right now is we all know what a CC can do when it's fed against the Yin. So it's like it'll be very hard. There's not many options for the Yin to take out. Maybe the Kimi, maybe the Matilda, but the other options like Lapu Lapu, Akai, CC will give a lot of trouble to this Yin. And by the way, I also wanted to mention this. Baputera, we've seen him previously on this Uranus, and he was playing the Uranus like he's the damage dealer. Like we all know this Uranus is known for his sustain, but in one of the recent games I saw, or I was casting, I saw he was like the main damage dealer. He was dealing a lot of damage, cutting lanes, which he's still doing right now, harassing the enemy jungler. So I'm hoping or expecting him to do that same thing again on this Uranus here, and I'm really looking forward to this.
Yep, definitely. Let me tell you one more thing about Yin though, because a Yin on the level 4 mark, he can actually take down anyone in that domain of his. So yes, that is a plus point coming in for Yin because whoever he takes out on the early game sections, they won't be having the farm. And looking on towards the rotation, we can see Yin, the SVS, would be going on towards the goal lane, who will be marking down the CC and Nathan. If he gets fed, there is not much option for the side of team Generation of Miracle to be making out a miracle against that Nathan because a Nathan once fed, my oh my, he's way too fat. And like you said, the damage coming in from the CC here as well would be a lot of pressure as well as the Lapu Lapu. But if it comes towards the early game section, and like I am telling you now before anything goes on, it is SVS who is actually my ex squad mate, and I know him pretty well, the way he plays off, the way he actually fights out. So yes, I'm pretty sure that he would be going in for the snowball as much as he can without any issues. And that's pretty much going to be it because there is a Akai who would be taking a lot more time, a lot longer than Yin to be farming up, and expecting a lot engages coming in from the side of the what do we call it, Generation of Miracles. There won't be much of an issue because a team one step closer, they won't be going in for a head-to-head team fight. They would be going in for a mark by mark play here. They will be going in for one person. They would be just marking down one person down, and with that, it is going to be the end. But yeah, Vision, that's pretty much coming in for the Yin as well as the side of team one step closer. But Generation of Miracle, they can actually counter it out by as well because they have a lot of damage, they have a lot of sustain as well, but they need to go in for the early game. But yes, with this, we'll be coming in towards the land of dawn. But what do you say about it, Vision, as we can already see Uranus playing out a lot of heavy roles?
The Uranus already harassing the enemy jungler like he was in the previous matches, and we've seen what Baputera, like I said, has done in the previously on this Uranus here. So he'll probably be looking to do the same thing. He'll be probably looking to recreate the same thing. He was aura farming in one of these games, but right now CC getting pressurized by the Nathan and the Yin. Wow, Xcol and Trico pushing on towards Mr. Bone. And it looks like CC will be the aggressor here instead because he's been pushing the Nathan on the top lane and the Nathan. But it looks like SVS coming on to Mr. Bone here. He will be looking to take down Mr. Bone, and what a play coming in from him. He uses the retreat and he ends up taking down Kimmy. And you were right. He knows what he's doing with this Yin. He wants to snowball. He will be looking to snowball here. Now they're trying to catch the Lapu Lapu here, and now there's a turtle dance. It looks like it'll pretty much be uncontested, but they are not going for the turtle dance anymore.
Yep, they won't be going for the turtle dance, but yes, like I mentioned, SVS will be going in for the snowball. But before that, Bapu Tera will be taking up a lot of damage using up the Revitalize. Comes in White T, who will be just trying to poke out a lot of damage. But yes, Bapu Tera taking up a way more damage that he can expect in the early sections, but comes in with the attraction pulse. It is not going to be good for our Kriko. He will be taken down as well. And with that, a Lapu Lapu way to Deep trying to go in for X-Skull, but he will be paying the price. But it is going to be the retry battle, which will be playing out a huge role now because SVS as well as our Akai is just standing there, but our Akai is still not level 5 yet. And here comes SVS, just snatches up the retry on towards the turtle, and he gets the turtle with 2 kills on his hands as well. So it's a 3 for 2 3. But yes, it was the Roma and the EXP laner. So the side of team one step closer didn't play, they didn't just pay much heavier of a price, but on towards the top lane. Though we can see a gank on towards Nathan for now, and it is not going to be good because if Nathan is marked down, it is not going to be good. But yes, the disengage comes in, and with that, Kriko just charging up the Tyrant Rage, but not for now.
You're right. Now we're seeing Kriko, Exco, and the Nathan trying to push the demon on his CC. They're trying to maybe are we going to see Suki provide a lot of pressure to him, or are we going to see a third dive? It does not look like it'll be a third dive because Exco right now onto the where's the Matilda? Matilda trying to provide vision for his team, but it looks like the Matilda is getting a bit of a pressure for a poke from the side of Lucian here. But there's not much to be doing. They're all farming. They're all trying to farm up as much as possible because these two teams, they don't want to take any risks. They don't want to make any silly mistakes there. They want to capitalize on any farm
This
or any lead they can
guy.
get.
My oh my, this Babu Zerado on Uranus, he does not care. Whatever EXP lane he goes, he just goes for the hyper cut, not even like a long cut, but the hyper cut straight inside the enemy's base, cutting down 2 lanes. But oh, Yen getting the all though, catching none other than our blank ESP, and he will be taking down Matilda already down. No way of escaping anymore with the guarding winds, with YT Glitch already being harassed, comes in with the dash as well as the Tyrant Rage, catching our Kimi, and he will be taking down the double kill onto us, onto us our SBS. With that, the heavy spins catching 2 people, comes in none other than our Lapu Lapu with the Bravest Fighter as well as the Raging Slashes, but not for now because Lapu Lapu will be caught up with the Lantern Flare, will be dropped down. Babu Tera taking up a lot of damage as well as dealing a lot of damage, comes in. My oh my, we might see Lal Babu who will be taken down, but no, it is there with the Entropy, gets the kill onto us Lapu Lapu as well as our Akai being taken down by X-Skull because of the Lantern. My oh my, the side of team one step closer, they are playing way too aggressive role now, and with that, the turtle will be spawning.
You're right. It does look like one step closer. It might be just minute 5, but it looks like one step closer. Want to be one step closer to win here. The way they've been playing, the way they've been managing to take this Akai down, while SVS is doing everything that you said. He's 3-0-0. He knows what he's doing. He knows what needs to be done on the Yin. And SVS manages to secure the turtle for the side of one step closer right now. And they will be looking to get one step closer to this victory. Lyle Babu, by the way, is getting harassed by Kiko, Tapu Tera, and SPS right now. He will end up getting taken down by this Yin right there. He was in a lot of trouble.
Yep, exactly. And this is going to be SBS for you, but in trade, it is going to be Tsuki who will be taken down by our Kai here, but it is going to be the turret as well, which will be paid off for the bot lane turret as well as, but it is going to be a mid lane who will be destroyed as well. A lot of map area open up for the side of team, one step closer, and with that, the mid lane turret has been destroyed, and one step closer to victory will be on the hands of team blue, on team red, which is OSC for you. And yes, with this Lal Babu, it is actually paying out a lot of role, and with that, Mr. Boone caught inside Ian's alt in a bad position, will be taken down, unstoppable onto his Ian with the Bravest Fight as well as the Raging Slashes, but it's not going to be enough because the heavy spins will be pushing the enemies back on towards the one step closer, but Lal Babu will be paying off the price, though he was caught on with the Lantern Flare and he was taken down in a brutal manner. But oh my, the side of team one step closer, though everywhere we see their members are just standing around, just rotating all around, and Babu Tera taking up a lot of damages to just maintain his stacks. And with this, the top lane first year will be taken down. Fusion, what do you say about the battle being played out here?
The battle being played out, by the way. Can we just mention this once, by the way? The Uranus is Mr. Aura himself. The way he's been hypercutting, like we saw earlier. This guy's like, you can't touch me when I'm on the Uranus. Like, calm down. Like, there's no one that's gonna touch me. And he's doing really well. He's been providing a lot of pressure. He's coming in again. Like this, SVS ends up
Oh.
taking down CC. What is going on?
Yep, like I mentioned, it is going to be the snowball on towards the Yin, who will be having a lot of fun and knowing SU's playstyle Mai. But before that, the Tyrant coming in with the Tyrant Rage, none other than Mr. Bone, who will be caught but no follow-up, sadly. But Mr. Bone will be surviving for now, just to living another day. But will it be enough though? Because the heavy spins is still not being played out by RRG, just going in, using up the dash, but Lantern Flare catches him. Might be forcing on, but it is going to be the guiding wind, saving his life. Just Michael Jacksoning his way out there. But anyways, Bapu Tera taking up a lot of damage for now onto the bot lane, though the second tier is in danger, which will be destroyed as well. Entropy is still onto us. Nathan can just go in, but no, he will be saving up for now because there is the Lantern Flare for the side of Team Generation of Miracle. They won't be doing it much for now because they will be caught in. The Lantern Flare will be picked off and dropped down inside the grave, but not for now because it is going to be the 8-minute Lord, which will be arriving on towards the land of Zon.
And Baputera indeed playing like a smooth operator the way he's been moonwalking all over the land of Dawn right now. He's been crazy. He's still giving them a lot of pressure. It's like he's 1v4 right now and he's just like taunting them. He's like, come, try it, try to kill me. Because he wants to set up a bait as well for his team and they're not going to touch him. Wow, it looks like Lal Babu and Kriko trying to go head to head in the top lane here. SVS onto Kriko, and I think he does out Kriko right now, and he'll be trying to take him down. SVS ends up taking down Lal Babu in the top lane with the
Oh,
and
but
now
look at that, the heavy spin as well coming in, catching another, but the entropy will be used up, but not for long though, because Suki will be taken down with the Land of Flare coming in, catching Demon. Yeah, Exkel finally gets the Sky Piercer on his hands, secures the double kill as well. But can we just mention about the timing though? It's not even 10 minutes and the inhibitors are already taken down. The holy shield from the inhibitors are already being popped off, and with that the mid lane inhibitors are being cracked open from the side of team. One step closer, Generation Miracle force inside the turrets. Babu Tera, he does not care, he's just running around, he does not even care about the damage he's receiving, he can just heal it up.
it looks like it's Uranus's world, and we're living in it. The way he's been playing, it's his playground right now. So we can't really say much as casters because he's just doing whatever he wants. He's just there. He's like he doesn't even care about the damage they're dishing onto him because he's like I can just go 1v5. You can just choke me a little. It won't matter. But I think right now we see Extol trying to pick off with Jimmy on his attack, and it looks like he will be trying to escape with the heavy swing. He does manage to indeed escape with the heavy swing. Now, CC trying to poke Baputera a little bit, but that's a stain coming in from the side of Uranus, and the healing is way too much. He doesn't even do anything. He just he tickled him a bit.
Exactly. The way Uranus needs to be played off, it is what is being demonstrated by our Bapu Theta, because he does not care much about the damage he's receiving. He's just trying to poke out as much damage as he can, as much skills from the side of team. Generation of Miracle, and they are not able to play out the Miracle. But oh, Rage comes in, but no, it's going to be the dash though. But the Rage is still there, comes in none other than our X-Skull, but it's going to be the Yin, catching none other than Blank ESP. No more, what do we call it, Miracle scales here, but it is going to be the Lord Margin in the mid lane, comes in, attacks the full, catches 4 people, but no follow-up. Sadly, Babu coming in onto the backside of the Blade of Spider, but will be picked off from the Lantern Flare. X-Skull forced to be losing the flicker, but he will be surviving, carrying the Unstoppable with Glitch as well being taken down by Tsuki. And with this, the bot lane inhibitors are being cracked open. The mid lane is being forced up. Lord as well coming in, comes in. Kriko with the Tyrant Rage on towards the backside, catching none other than Mr. Bone, and he will be taken down. And with this, the Nexus is being targeted down, and the side of team one step closer, getting their victory, just getting one more step ahead on Generation of Miracle. And with this, they will be proceeding towards the second game. But my oh my, the game that was played off the Vision.
What a game indeed. It was really crazy the way SVS played on that Yin. Yin, unexpected big, like I said. I didn't know who I was going to witness, but it was amazing indeed. Now we'll be going on to a short break, I think, because we still have two more games left.
Yes, sir. Get it, okay. Uh, welcome, guys. Welcome back, guys. We are in the second game of the BO3 series, and yes, this is the top 16 coming in for you guys. And we can already see a really huge gameplay coming in from both the teams. But yes, one step closer. They're definitely one step ahead of the gameplay as well, because the previous game we saw none other than SVS honest signature Yin, and that's the global one Yin for you guys. And he is the headhunter of Mumbai Server. Let me tell you, he has the title. He has obtained the title, and following him, he has four of his marchers as well. The way they are playing off, the way they are executing, and especially Bapu Tera on that Uranus, the side of Team Generation of Miracle, they need to play out that respect ban as well. If they don't, they can actually have a much more issue as well. But yes, speaking of that, comes in none other than our R-Lord once again from SVS, and the side of Team Generation Miracle, YT Glitch comes in, bans of the Lancelot though. Oh, but wait, I forgot to mention. I forgot to introduce myself once again. My bad, guys. It is none other than your Uncle Jeff from your hometown, and with me coming in, none other than Fission. Fission, go ahead, my guy. Say hello.
Hello, hello. We're back. Me and Jeff are back for game two right now, and we're going to be seeing what happens in this game. It looks like one step closer are indeed one step closer to the victory, but looks like the generation of miracles will need a miracle to come back in this game, and we'll see. Hopefully, it does happen because we want to go to the third game as well. But it looks like Arlord being banned from the side of one step closer, and the Gunner has been banned out. Wow, the side of Generation of Micros has banned out the Zushin. They don't want to see the Excal on Zushin. They're kind of hating at this point because they saw what Excal could do on the Zushin, so they were like, "Nah, we don't wanna face this again. We don't wanna go round two on this." They just managed to ban him out. Wow, we see the Lancelot being banned as well for obvious reasons. While once the closer does go for that Grog ban, because we all know what that tectonic charge can do, and they don't want to face it. But who will blank EXP be banning now?
Blank ESP, like we saw in the previous game, though. I mean, Bapu Tera, he does play Alice. At the same time, he plays Uranus. So there is two of the heroes they can ban off. But Uranus would be a much better option because Bapu Tera, we've been seeing him on towards that, what do you call, Uranus a lot. And yes, no, it is going to be Tsuki who would be marked off. And it is going to be the Nathan being picked off from the bans here. And SVS still on the first pick, though. But as looking on towards the draft, though, it is the same exact draft I'd be seeing. But the side of the what do we call it? One step closer, they have actually banned off the Grog this time, and the side of Team Generation Miracle, they actually comes in, bans off the Exkul's Zushin as well as Suki's Nathan here. And yes, that is a good sign because Bapu Tera actually got a really OP hero, which the side of Team Generation Miracle could not pull out the full potential of. It is going to be CC, and CC leaves out the question, but Bapu Tera, he is the EXP laner. They can pick off the CC on the EXP and maybe let go on towards the tankiness of the side of Team Generation Miracle, because if you have a CC, you have a really fun yo-yo on your side as well who can just shred out the tankiness. But what do you say about it, Vision?
I was hoping to see a Uranus banner because the way Baputera was sort of farming the Uranus, he was hyper like you mentioned in the game, and he was really a menace, a really big menace there. So I was hoping
Oh,
we got to see Uranus ban, but it looks like Baputera just said, "Let me show you how versatile I am. Let me show you how diverse my hero pool is. Let me show you what a CC can actually do." So this will be a really big statement if he manages to pull it off better than the side of
oh my
generational
my.
miracles there. While we see Demon picking up the Bane, Demon we already know on the Bane, we already know what the Bane can do. The magic damage coming in from a Bane is really strong right now in this meta. Wow, Mr. Bone going for that Kimmy again. While we see Exco on the Farsa, because this time he can show what he can do on a different mage. While SVS, he said, "Let me hold off on that Yin this time because I already showed you what I can do on a Yin. Let me go on a Hayabusa." While Exco maybe going for the Vexana here, maybe a Farsa and a Farsa pick we are going to see indeed.
Yep, it is going to be a Farsa pick from side of Team OSC. And yes, let me tell you about the Hayabusa. It is going to be marking off Mr. Boone as well as Demon with that quad shadow and the shadow kill. And yes, let me tell you, SVS, my oh my, the way he's just practicing his hero pool, he is the type of player who would be mastering a single hero multiple times. And that is going to be the end because whenever he gets his hero pool actually mastered off, then he is a menace. His game sense, his gameplay, he can be one of the next Indian jungler, like one of the next Indians' best jungler, which which he has the potential of. But yes, speaking of that, the side of Team Blank ESP official is actually picking off none other than the Khalid on himself, not letting Kriko pick off the Khalid instead, because a Khalid can be played off at a really, really versatile style, and he can actually play off in a really aggressive manner as well, just providing vision, taunting, dealing out a lot of damage towards the squishy assassin junglers, and that is actually going to be what Blank ESP is going for. But speaking of that, there is coming in the second phase of the ban, which is going to be the Badang being taken off, no Kriko being harmed again.
And now we're going to see, like you said, we see a Badang ban. The Badang we can do know what Badang can do with the walls. Obviously, now Kriko going to be banning out someone, and we'll find out soon because they're taking the Obsidia ban. Kriko goes for the Obsidia ban. Obsidia is one of those heroes that have not been picked up a lot in MLOS Season 2, but we know what Obsidia can do, so they'll be going for the Obsidia ban, while Lal Babu now making his pick for that ban right here. Who will we see him banning right now? There's a few picks left here open. There's maybe they go for someone like I don't know. Maybe there's an MM that they can ban. Maybe there's a roamer, but it looks like they'll be taking their time. They're kind of considering it. They're like, okay, let's see, because they would want to ban out Suki as well. I think Suki is really good on that Retal as well. I've really seen Suki, I think, on the Retal, but they go for the Kufra ban instead because they want to ban out Kriko's hero pool. With Kriko, we all saw what he could do on the Kufra. So now it's Suki's turn for the ban.
Yep, knowing the side of Team OSC, though Tsuki, he can actually play off Melissa. He can also play 1-1 if he wants to. He can also pick off that Irithel if he wants to. But against the Bane, though, it is usually recommended to be going off for the EXP type goal laner. But Tsuki, I'm not sure about him going on towards that type of playstyle because he is usually known for his marksman hero pool, which includes none other than Irithel, Melissa. And if he wants to, let me tell you, okay, if he wants to, he can actually pick off Mia and actually dominate the lane. For some reason, he knows how to play Mia really well. And I mean, I've been just monitoring their gameplay, and my oh my, their hero pool is really wide. And talking about wide, though, it is going to be the Wide Wings girl, the Alice being taken off on towards the hero pool from the side of a team or Generation of Miracle. And yes, with this, the Generation of Miracle, they actually need a miracle play because the way that they are playing is not making out alive right now because the side of Team OSC, they are playing really aggressive. They're actually playing off at a really, really, what do we call it, brutal way. They do not want to let any of their heroes just being left alone. Everywhere we go, we can just see OSC roaming around, OSC's players roaming around. And yes, with this YD glitch, we'll be picking off the Yishin Shindo, the S tier jungler, finally being picked off. Tsuki on the Granger, though. What do you say about it, Vision?
These are really interesting. Glitch Jimmy. Last time he went for the Kai pick did not really work out for him, but this time he said, "Let me just pick an S tier jungler. Maybe the A tier junglers do not work." So now we were seeing him on the G Senshin currently. Suki going for that Granger pick. I was expecting Suki on the Erato, but Suki said, "You know what? No, I'm gonna go for the Granger. The Sky Piercer stacks that Suki can stack on a Granger, and the damage that Suki can deal with a Granger would be amazing." While Kriko goes for the Hylos pick. Krikos is going to be slowing them down. He's going to be making a pathway to victory, hopefully, for his side of one step closer, while Lal Babu going for the Esmeralda, maybe? Are we going to see Esmeralda right now?
Esmeralda, I mean, this leaves out the damage. I mean, it does not leave out the damage, but they have the damage, but defenses. In terms of defenses, I can say that Excal can actually just burst down our Lal Babu if he does not have enough of those magical defense, as well as the same goes for Tsuki. If he wants to, he can get out those snowballs, he can take out our Lal Babu. But knowing there is Demon on Bane who can actually just make out the Demoness play here, and that can actually work out at the same time. But it is going to be the Khalid though, who will be causing a lot of trouble for SVS if he does not get those early jungle help here because Khalid, he can actually provide the vision, he can actually deal out the damage. But yes, Esmeralda will be locked on. And with this, what do you say about the hero pool of both the heroes, Vision?
These hero pools, by the way, from looking at these two hero pools, it's like for me, the damage coming in from the Bane would be really crucial, while the Kimi as well. But it looks like the side of Miracle of Generation has a lot of magic damage, which can be just countered by Tiny Shield or Radiant Armors. But here, this side of one step closer, they have the Farsa for the magic damage. It's a well balanced comp. The high loss do giving a little bit of magic damage as well. So it's
Mhm.
not like they're heavily magic damage based, but it looks like a well balanced comp to me. So I kind of want to see how this all plays out. It could go either way if I'm being unbiased, but I do think that there's a bit more offense coming from the side of Miracle of Generation.
Yep, and yes, with this, guys, we are in the land of Zwan. You guys are watching the MLOS Season 2 brought to you by RRG Esports Syndicate with a prize pool of 50k INR. And yes, it is going to be the second game of the BO3 series between the side of Team OSC on blue, and on the red team, we have Team Generation of Miracle. Team one step closer, actually leading up with one step ahead of Generation of Miracle with a score on the hands. And yes, with this, it is going to be playing out a crucial role for the side of Team Generation of Miracle, because without this point, without this match point, they won't be able to play out their role for the tiebreaker. And if they lose here, it is going to be a clean sweep. Khalid, though, sadly not able to provide any vision for now, but the Hayabusa will be going on towards the invade already, just grabbing out those small creeps. And like we mentioned, like we know, CC usually dominates the tankiness, and it is actually being played out now.
Well, we see this coming, providing a lot of damage, trying to steal the green trip as well, while giving the damage to Hylock a lot. And looks like Blanky SP in a bit of trouble, because he managed to survive instead. Because he was really low HP, he was trying to do something, but it looked like he ended up losing a lot more health. While Bane and the Granger going head to head in the top lane. While we also see the Hylos and the CC trying to put a bit of pressure on this Esmeralda right here, but it looks like Esmeralda will be trying to take the TXP five for himself, but he ends up losing it to Baba Huntera, because he does indeed show him why he has that
What?
name in the CC.
Yup, and with this, guys, the Mr. Bone will be getting the first kill on towards the Krigo here, but the SVS comes in though, gets the shadow kill, but it's going to be Bapu Tera who will be securing the kill on towards the Khalid, so it is going to be a Roma for Roma, and that is a good trade. I'll be seeing a fair 1-to-1 trade, but yes, SVS will be leading with level though, because he got the one, he did got the assist, and it is going to be giving out him a little bit of the goal ahead of our Yushin Chin, as we can already see Bapu Tera actually harassing Glitch though. My oh my, his gameplay is way too versatile. And with this, it is not the level 4 mark for the Esmeralda, which will not be giving her the Starfall Knight, but SVS, though, he is starting off the turtle, which is going to be giving out a lot of pressure on towards our YT Glitch, and I don't think so SVS will be using up the Red Tree so that he can invade, and yes, he does not. And with this, it is going to be the Kriko who might not be hitting the level 4 mark, but it is going to be SVS coming in, secures the purple buff, and gets it. Babu Tera comes in with a jump, though, with the Starfall Knight, catching none other than Kriko onto the backside. Not a good sign, because Kriko will be taking up a lot of damage, but before that, it is going to be the Spider Airstrike being popped up. With that, the Mounting Shock Edge will be popped up, cancelling out the airstrike. But oh, look at Suki comes in, Rhapsody as well as that Sonata, but that was the healing sand for you, my guy. You can't be taking up a cleat as long as you don't have an anti-heal, and he is just sucking up on those sands. But oh, look at SPS though, just trying to juke out their skills. And what do you say about the team fight that was played off there?
That team fight was really amazing, but both the sides did what they had to do, and they both managed to make it work for themselves. While Quico right now going for blank EXP official, and we also saw the Granger double lane. The Granger managed to clear the mid lane and went for the top lane as well. So he will be getting a bit more farm than the Bane here. So hopefully Suki does manage to utilize the double farming here and deal a lot more damage. But only time will tell as the game goes on.
I mean, as the game goes on, it's definitely going to be the Bane who would be having a much greater time on his hands, because his Ale will be dealing out a lot damage. But speaking of damage, though, it is Suki who is dealing out a lot of creeps, and it will be giving him a lot of fun time, because he can just grab out those snacks, he can just grab out those snowballs as well. But speaking of that, we can also see Esmeralda might be getting a gang, though SVS still hiding there with his bloody retribution. Goes in with the shadow kill as well as the quad shadow. No, it does not use the shadow kill, but it is going to be the shadow. It is going to be the quad shadow which will be used up, and with that, we can see none other than the disengage from our SVS for now, because Turtle will be spawning in 20 seconds. And speaking of damages, though, on the side of team, what do we call it? OSC, they do have the damages, but they need to wait out for those items before they can actually put out a lot of damage. And on the side of the Generation of Miracle, they actually have the damages, but they aren't able to pull it out for now, because look at Lal Babu, he actually comes in with the Starfall Knight as well as the Raging Sandstorm combo, but it's not going to be enough. Mountain Choker comes in, SP is really low, though Flicker comes in from towards our blank ESP, but not enough, because here comes the Glorious Path being popped up as well, but it's going to be Glitch, will be taken down by the Yo-Yo, as well as Kriko coming in, getting getting the kill on towards our high lows. Not good for now. Oh no, it was high lows who will be taking down the kill on towards our official, and my oh my Lal Babu as well, though he was taken out in a brutal manner. Mr. Bone again not able to do much because of that Kimi, though he is not able to pull out a lot of what do you call rotation type of matchmaking for now, because the rotation coming in from towards our Suki, though it's not being matched up from our Demon, because Suki is there for the team fight, but our Bane is not there. And talking about our damages, so it is finally coming in from the side of Team OS3.
Tuki, by the way, already one level over the Bane right now. And Bapu Tera indeed showing up with a master class on that CC, showing what they were this side of Miracle of Generations were missing out playing on that CC. So he's been showing it. He used those yo-yos, got the double kill. But right now, usage will be going for Suki right here.
Oh
But
my.
Exo managed to take down the Houston Gen right here. Wow, Glitch does end up taking down Suki as well. A 1-for-1 trade, but a jungler for a MM, not really the best of choices, but still a 1-for-1 trade indeed.
Yep, and with that, the quad shadow coming in from towards our SPS. The goes in with the shadow kill, gets the kill on towards Mr. Bone. Mid lane in a mid lane first here in a bad trouble situation, but it is going to be defended off because the side of Team OSC doesn't want to push. But SPS, oh, not in a good situation, will be forced to use the Blizzard Retribution to be saving himself for now. But with that, the quad shadow as well as the purple buff follows on towards our SVS, because look at Babu Tera, he does not care at all. He is just using up the yo-yo, and he is a menace on towards that EXP side. My oh my, his EXP laning though, it is a one hell of, what do we call it, 1 out of 10 scenario type of EXP laners we'll be seeing on towards the rank section, and he is playing it off in tournament though. So yes, of course, it is going to be a lot of trouble on towards the side of Team Generation Miracle. But oh, Glorious Path being popped up, Demon in a bad position, used up the Shark but not enough heal as well, being used up but not dealing out enough, but not giving him the enough heal which was required. And with this, the top lane first here being taken down but traded off for towards the bot lane first here though on the side of Team OSC. But it is going to be the Lal Babu who will be taking up a lot of damage. Whitey Glitch still there, but the turtle will be spawning in 15 seconds. But who do you think this turtle will be belonging to, Fusion?
At this point, as it stands, it looks like it might be going towards the side of one step closer, because they are one step closer. They're 8-2. They have a comfortable goal gap right now, and it looks like Bapu that are going to Lal Babu yet again. They have managed to take down the middle inhibitor as well, and they will, and Exo will end up taking down Lal Babu. And now Mr. Bone in a lot of trouble. He's really low HP, but he's managed to survive. Wow. We see Blank ESP official on the Khalid, low HP right now against SVS. And Kirko, Bapu Tera coming in to help their teammate Glitch ends up taking down Suki, unfortunately. Whereas the Khalid still surviving, the Khalid ends up getting taken down by Bapu Tera. Bapu Tera really enjoying his time here. He's 404. He gets the brute force breastplate. He's having the time of his life, while Glitch Jim going for this turtle right here for the side of Miracle of Generation. But Kirko does not want him to get this turtle without a fight here. Bapu Tera ends up taking down the Demon as well. Glitch Jim ends up going for the turtle. Glitch Jim manages to secure the turtle as well. SVS has a side set on the base crystal. He is going to be taking out the top inhibitor turret here. Wow, it looks like Glitch Jim is very low HP. Bapu Tera just constantly farming now. He knows he's 504. He's going for Lal Babu yet again. SPS, CC, and they have managed to take down Lal Babu yet again.
Yep, exactly. Lal Babu was taken down in a really ballistic manner. I mean, he was just shredded down. He did not even care. I mean, you are a Latina, but you will not be able to dance for long, because with that, we can see SVS actually having a lot more fun time because of that bloody retribution, just calling out the defenses as well as the damage from our Esmeralda. And with that, we can see the side of Team OSC actually having a much more fun time now, because with that, the top, but the bot lane first tier will be taken down as well. And it is going to be all the first tiers being taken down, and top lane though, all the first and second tier was taken down. Their stands with the Holy Shield, but not enough for now, because the side of Team OSC, they are actually playing out the aggressive role. Bapu Tera actually having a much more fun time. And looking on towards the timing now, I don't even expect Demon to be having those fun items for now, because look at Hayabusa. Look at SBS with the quad shadow going on towards the backside with the feather airstrike being popped up. Not enough though, because Bapu Tera actually coming in with a lot of damage, shielding sand, but not enough for the SBS, but not enough for Bapu Tera to be just shredding him down. But look at our Glitch, he's just hiding there, does not care much about it. But it is going to be a 5-man gang onto the bot lane, which will be reduced for now. Comes in with the Mountain Chogger, gets the kill onto with X-Skull. Finally, the killing spree coming on towards Glitch. And with this, we can see the second tier onto the bot lane being forced, might be pushed down. But here comes the 5-man gang, the 4-man gang onto the bot lane though with the Nightfall. well as well, but not for long because Babu Tera is just shredding down Lal Babu, and we can already see another gang onto the bot lane, but the one-on-one might be coming in onto the top side, not for long, because we can already see our Babu Tera dealing out a lot of damage, and with this, it is going to be another snowballing scenario coming in from the side of Team OSC because Babu Tera actually comes in, Raging Sandstorm being popped up, the use of the Flicker comes in with the Shark as well as the Ail's damage, but the Shadow Kill onto the backside, not able to do much, though Babu Tera dropped below 50% of the HP, will be forced to back off. Suki as well as Hylos coming in, gets the shutdown onto his Whitey Glitch, and with this, the Lord will be falling on the hands of OSC.
Generational Victor currently without a jungler here, and this just means only one thing. This means one step closer will be getting one step closer to securing this turtle for their side right now. SP is managing to secure the Lord for the side, one step closer right now. Wow, we see Lal Babu trying to push this bottom lane as much as he can, but will that be enough? Because Xcall does know what he's doing, and Xcall is there to clear the bot lane again. Wow, we also see Bapu Tera providing a lot of vision and a lot of pressure for this side of one step closer here, and he's trying to farm as well in the meantime here. SVS also playing really, really smoothly here, while Kirko and Bapu Tera going for Lal Babu and Black DSP official right now. And it looks like Bapu Tera does not care. He's just unbothered. He's just vibing right here because he will be clearing these minions and taking down this versus right here. And now it looks like SVS and Kirko right now in the mid lane trying to catch someone out off guard, but
Yep.
it looks like they'll just be going for the inhibitor instead.
Exactly. Kriko would be coming in on towards that, but the Fidesz strike already being popped up, dropping Demon down that 50% mark here, and with that, the Holy Shield will be popped up onto the mid lane. Comes in SVS with the quad shadow, and the shadow kill gathers the kill onto his glitch though, and with that, the top lane, the bot lane inhibitor will be taken down. Starfall Knight comes in, though not for long because it is going to be dead for Lal Babu, and with that, the glorious path being popped up. Our high lows will be coming in, stunning down the healing, the mid heal coming on towards our ASP, but not enough because the Nexus is completely opened up for the side of Team OSC to be securing, and with that, Mr. Bone being taken down, a wipeout coming onto the side of Team Generation of Miracle minions are left open, and with this, the game will be falling on the hands of OSC, securing their spot on the top 8 series, and with this, the Nexus taken down, GOM eliminated, but OSC secures their path on towards the top 8 series, and this was a brutal game, I'll be saying, Vision.
What a game. One step closer. Like we said, we're one step closer to victory. They have managed to secure their spot into the top eight. What a beautiful, beautiful game coming from them. What a well-deserved victory for them. Baputera showing what a CC can do. He's India number 21 right now, so it was kind of expected that he will be showing what a CC can do instead of them. And he did secure 78% team fight. But either way, as it stands, it was a really amazing showdown. But it's been your casters or your host for this game, this best of three. It's been your favorite Uncle Jeff, and it's been your boy Fishin. And we're signing out for now.
Peace out.
toxic and she care about what
And welcome back, guys. We are back with the top 16 BO3 series, the second game of MLOS Season 2, brought to you by RRG Esports Syndicate. And yes, guys, in the cast is like it's your homeboy, Uncle Jeff, coming alongside me. We have none other than Nephew Fission. And yes, in this matchup, we have none other than Team Shadow Esports, the team of I7. And on the red team, we have none other than the well-known team Peak, once known as Peak to Plummet, but now they are only Peak, and they are reflecting off their Peak gameplay. But Vision, what do you want to say about this matchup?
I'm really, really excited for this matchup, by the way. As we all know, it's Shadow Esports versus Peak or Peak to Plummet. So right now, we're going to be seeing two of the top teams in India in the Indian community of MLBB go head to head against each other. Right now, the side of SDES or Shadow Esports have managed to ban out the Kalea, while Peak have banned out the CC. We have seen what the CC can do in the previous games. We know what a CC is capable of. So a well-deserved ban on the CC, while SDS is going for that Grog ban. Obviously, S tier rumor. So
Yep, that's true. Both the teams are actually really, really interesting to be honest, because I'm just keeping a track on both the teams. Peak though, I mean, the previous season I saw Skyzen and the rest of the members from Peak just pairing up with another team, pushing the rank. Did not see them in tournament series much, but now they are back. They are actually flexing off their gameplays and are really having fun. And on the side of Team SDES, they decided to just form up a really new team, and they are actually dominating with their aggressive, explosive gameplay and the way they play. Though, oh my, I'll have to give it to them that their aggression is towards the peak that they do not even want to stop when they get those snowballs, and the game usually ends between the 12-minute mark, even less if they are just playing on those snowballing sections. But yes, we cannot be agreeing much on towards the both teams because they are talented. They have made it towards the top 16, and with this, we'll be just checking out the bans because the side of Team SDES actually bans off Kalia, Grog, and Angela are really, really interesting meta bans. And on the side of Team Peak, they put out the Zushin, they put out the Baksha and CC, so they do not want their river control to be left out. So what do you say about it, Vision?
I would have to agree with you. By the way, Zushin getting banged out with Baxia. These are really good bans. Also, Baxia, since it's a S tier jungler, obviously there wasn't meant to be a ban. But with Peak to Plummet, I remember when they last played. I think the last time I saw them play, since I don't really live in India, but the last time I saw them play, Skyzen was on the Granger, and he had a lot of highlight-worthy moments. Will we be seeing the Granger being picked up by Skyzen yet again? Uh, but I guess we'll have to find out right now. Wink going for his pick though. It looks like he'll be swapping Haruka onto, and Haruka will be picking up that Esmeralda. We know what Esmeralda can do. Esmeralda though, last game in this tournament wasn't really the best display of an Esmeralda, but hopefully Haruka can show us something that we have not seen so far.
My, I'll have to tell you that Haruka, the last time I saw him, he was actually a menace. I mean, not Haruka, but it was from the side of Team Peak, who actually played off a really aggressive play. But I won't be saying it much because C3M also played out their roles really well with Esmeralda. So yeah, Esmeralda overall in a good hands is actually really amazing. But speaking of that, we can also see Yishinchin as well as Gatot Kacha by Lemonade and God Guys being picked off. And this is going to be a deadly combo because the Mountain Shocker as well as the AOG, my oh my, they're actually going to be having a lot more fun here. But what do you say a good counter would be to this combo, the deadly jungler as well as a really strong frontliner coming in from peak here?
Obviously, the jungler counterpart could be someone with a lot of offense or someone like Fredrin. Fredrin was open, but they managed Lemon going for the Hayabusa right now. He wants to show that he wants to be equally aggressive as this Yi Sun here, but there was a Lancelot open as well. So it's kind of like you didn't go for an S tier jungler, but you did go for an A1, and maybe he does manage to show us what this A tier jungler Hayabusa can do. While Arizi going for the high loss pick, they don't want this side of Peak to go for the high loss and Gato combo, so they just had to pick the high loss as well. While Lemonair, while we see Skyzen picking up the Ruby, are we going to see a gold lane Ruby?
I mean, it can be a gold lane Ruby because it is on Skyzen, and Skyzen is is the gold laner of the side of Team Peak here, and they can actually pick it off. But at the same time, if you ask me, though, Ricky would actually be playing it out because Team SDES Wink is known to be playing off those really aggressive EX laners as well. But I cannot blame them as of now because they are having their fun time. But Team Peak Supplement, they need to play out their cards really wise because the only damage dealer they have right now is going to be God Kais, and without him they won't be winning much of their team fights. As Ruby, I can definitely say that she has her damage, but she's more of a sustain type rather than the damage. And yeah, that's pretty much going to be it. But what do you say about it?
a lot of sustain coming in from the side of Peak right now, as we can see. If Skyzen is indeed going to be playing this Ruby in the goal lane, then this is a a side with really a lot of sustain here. While we see the ban from the side of SDS onto the Lunox, and Peak have managed to ban out the Xbox because they know they have a lot of sustain. They're going for that sustain comp. They do not want this Xbox to deal his true damage and take them out. So they have done a well-deserved ban on this Xbox. While right now we'll be seeing a ban from Savage Warrior coming in from the side of Peak to Plummet or Peak, and this will be really interesting to see who they ban out. Will they be banning out MM here? Maybe a Nathan, maybe, or they do
Oh,
end up
you
indeed
called it
banning.
out. Yep, you did call it out. On towards the Nathan ban. And with this, we'll be seeing the side of Team SDES banning off the Lunox, who could have gone in for the melting section, but the side of Team SDES, they could have picked it up as well. But yeah, it's okay if they just don't want to get their frontliners melted down. And yes, with that, they will be just following up with the R-Lord, who could have been picked up because Lemonair, he is definitely going to go on towards that a roaming section because a roaming Gato it's much preferable rather than the EXP because on towards the EXP he would actually get gapped on towards the rotation part as well as the lane clearance though he has a fast lane clearance but compared it to other EXP laners he is actually really slow and he usually gets dominated on towards the early section as well because he does not have the skill he does not have the defenses so yeah that's pretty much it but onto the side of Team Peak Ricky would be coming in just picking off the Kimi though so both the lane gamers will be here the damage is secure as well as the defenses are there. So it is going to be the defense compared towards the damage, but Ben 14 might go for the Kagura though. And Kagura, let me tell you, it is a really, really good count. So on towards that Kimi. And talking about the Kimi though, with the traction pulse, combining it with the AOG, might work out, but at the same time, Wink is hovering on the Alice. But what do you say about the Alice here?
Alice coming in with a lot of sustain. If Wing does manage to go for the Alice, I have not seen this big in the MM lane before, but we already know Wink is a goal laner. So he will, if he picks it and if he manages to pull it off, this will be like one of the first times I've seen Alice being played in so long in the MM lane. But I was not expecting Ricky to go on back to me, if I might say so myself, or if I might add, because I was thinking if Skyzen goes for the Ruby, that means the side of SDES will not be picking up the Kimi because we all know the Kimi cannot deal a lot of damage to this Ruby. But Ricky said, let me just go on that Kimi. Let me just pick him off as well. Now we see Wing confirm the Alice as well, while Ben 14 going for the Kagura pick.
Yep, Benfordin would be coming in, and let me tell you, it is going to be Haruka and Benford and Wink who will be swapping on most probably because the Esmeralda on the goal lane is much more preferable than the Alice. But right now, I don't think so. They are planning for it for some reason. But yeah, it can work out. They have a potential on towards that pick as well. But speaking of the picks, though, the picks are actually really interesting from both the teams because there is a Kimi, there is a Yushin on towards the late game, and for the defenses, they have Skyzen on the Ruby, they have Lemonade on the Gatot and Ricky on towards the Uranus. So it is a sustainability for sustainability, but they have a Lemon who would be going for the bloody retribution, and it is going to be the end. But yeah, with this, we'll be jumping in the land of Dawn in a few seconds, guys. But you guys are watching the MLOS season 2 brought to you by RRG Esports Syndicate. My oh my, this tournament is just bringing out champions upon champions. They have a lot of potential, but yes, let me tell you, this tournament is being powered by Zenvy Visuals, co-powered by EFO Esports Federation of Odisha, produced by RRG Esports Production, and a special thanks to MOBA 5v5. But Vision, why don't you go ahead, take on the mic, my guy?
These sides, by the way, I'll be taking over the mic. But right now, as we see, this side, like you mentioned, SDS getting going for a lot of offense, while the side of P going for a lot of sustain. This will be really interesting. Now we're heading into the land of dawn. We are really excited to see what happens.
Five
These are
seconds
two of
till
the
the
best
enemy
teams in the
reaches
Indian
the
community for
battlefield.
MLBB
Smash
here.
them!
And we're going to be witnessing
All
an
troops
amazing showdown
deployed!
between these two teams. We have Lemon here, by the way, in one team, and Lemon in the other one. So this might be the battle of the lemons right here. But we will see who ends up making the lemonade and who ends up getting a sour taste in their mouth.
Yep, exactly. It is going to be the Lemonair against the lemon and the lemon water though. It's going to be I mean like the lemonade though. It's going to be a really good refresher, but Lemonair actually gave out the vision or Reezy though. He already gave out the vision, so it is going to be fun, but Lemonair took out the minion, so he will be having a much more fun time. But yes, it is going to be on towards the EX, on towards the gold lane side, which is going to be the struggling part for Wing because he does not have that enough of lane clearance on towards the early section. But Reezy already giving out the vision will be reaching the level 2 mark here, but it is going to be be none other than Ben just providing the vision, but Gacha dropped really low, might be taken down, but he will be surviving for now. But the Ring of Punishment does not want to let him go, comes in with the Immobilize on towards our Savage Warrior, but he will be forcing none other than our not Ben but our reason to be forced back. And with that, Lemon will be securing the Lethal Wanderer. He did, yes, he did. And yes, it is pretty much going to be fun. But what do you say, Vision? Who will be getting the first turtle, though?
It looks like as it stands, it could go anywhere because we're trying to see who is going to manage to zone them out. And right now, it looks like everyone is farming. So I'm not 100% sure which side of it is going to end up at. But these few fights before the turtle does spawn will probably just give us more information about which side it'll be going for. Right now, Haruka though providing a lot of pressure towards Ricky here. Ricky a bit lower HP, not playing the Uranus as aggressively as Baputera like in the last game, but Lemonair looks like he will be getting caught, and he's really low HP. Will he be getting taken down? Lemon ends up taking down Lemonair. We see Lemonade getting made from the side of Lemon right now. What an amazing play by him. He takes down his fellow counterpart. He said, "That's my doppelganger. I will be able to take him down," and he does end up taking him down. While Pete got Kai's, it looks like. By the way, that does look like SDS will be getting this turn very easily because they have managed to zone them out very well. Lemon indeed ends up securing the neutral objective of the turtle right there for the side of SDS. Wow, Ricky in a lot of trouble. He is trying to survive this, but he's really low HP. He's trying to do a damage. He somehow managed to survive right here. Wow, Lemonade ends up taking down Ariz here. Lemonade is back and he is out for vengeance because he ends up taking down the highlight right there. Haruka really low HP. Lemonade really low. HP were trying to deal a lot of damage to Wing. They managed to catch Wing. They will be trying to take down Wing right now. Sky then ends up taking down Wing to Lemon onto another kill on Lemonair. He has some sort of vengeance or grudge against him. And Savage Warrior ends up taking
Oh
down Lemon
my
as
my.
well.
Exactly. The side of Team Peak as well as SDES, they are not handling off towards that battle inefficiently as they should be. But yes, it is a trade for trade coming in because the turtle went in on the hands of Lemon, the side of Team SDES, but they traded off three of their bodies, three of the members, but they took out two as well. So it's a 3-for-3 trade. But talking about the trades, though, it is going to be the blow trading on towards the EXP side, which they usually do all the time. It's not even special anymore. But speaking of special, though, the speciality coming in from the Yushin's KD at 002 and Lemon having 210, already using up the retreat to be securing the purple buff. For now, using up the quad shadow onto the backside, though, coming in, might be seeing a gank on towards the top lane, but not for now because it is going to be none other than the side of Team SDES having a little not little, but they will be pushed back a little bit, so it is not going to be fun. But with that, we can see Ben 14 already got in. The attraction burst comes in. He might be forced to be flickering off, but he will be using up though. But comes in with a shadow kill. Yes, the kill onto God Kai is not a fun because Lemon will be getting more lemonade on his hands, and he will be enjoying much more refreshing moments. My oh my! But before that though, another engage might be coming in. Oh, not for now. But yeah, Vision, what are you saying?
Looks like this copy Ninja Kakashi on that Lemon right here. He managed to secure a kill onto her towards the side of Peak, and he has 310 right now. He looks like he's comfortable. Maybe he'll show us why he's using the copy Ninja Kakashi skin, and it'll be really fun to watch. But Savage Warrior right now getting pressurized. Wink also. Wink, this guy, Wink is trying to do pressurize the enemy team as much as he can, but we see Skyzen 101 right now. Skyzen has been really amazing. We were expecting these plays from this guy, but on a Ruby in a goal lane, it's something that I didn't expect, and he's doing it really well. But right now, it looks like he's getting caught. He's in a lot of trouble. Arisi ends up taking down the Ruby. God Tide ends up taking down Horuga. God Tide ends up taking down the highlights as well. But Lemon onto the kill on towards the G-Sen Chin here right now. Savage Warrior really low HP. He will try to survive. He has escaped, but it looks like Lemonair wants more. But will that be enough? Ricky ends up taking down Bell 14 as well. It looks like Lemonair is in a lot of trouble. He's really low HP. Wink ends up taking down Lemonair as well right now. It looks like it looks like Wink in a lot of trouble. He is kind of sandwiched between Savage Warrior and Ricky, but Ricky going on to the kill on Lemon. He's trying to deal a lot of damage, but it looks like the side of SDS has something to say about it. Haruka ends up taking down Ricky right here, and it looks like Skyzen wants a kill on Wink. He is chasing him. He will manage to take down Wink as well. Wow, Haruka trying to escape. Very low HP right here, but they do not catch Lemon. God guys ends up taking down Haruka. Savage Warrior retreats to escape, and it looks like this turtle will be going to the side of Peak.
Yep, the Team P coming in with that P gameplay. Lemonair getting the kill onto his Lemon. Finally, the Lemonair with the multi-lemon power gets the kill onto that single lemon though. And that was a fun trade coming in because Gatot Kacha usually counters off towards those EA on towards the assassins. But yeah, with this we can see some fun trades coming in on towards the side of team, what do we call it, the side of both the teams I'll be seeing though, because right now it's not that fun of a trade, but Team Peak, they are leading off with 1k goal lead on their hands, and this is not going to be fun because even the 1k goal lead on towards the early game between the two good teams, it can lead off towards a really, really bad loss. But yeah, speaking of loss though, if any teams loses this match, it's not going to be fun. And speaking of loss, it is not going to be fun as well because we can all see the attraction pulse being used. The Lemon force to use the retribution, and the side of the, what do we call it, side of Team SDES, they are not having a much fun time because the way they play is usually the aggressive position, but this time they are not able to get on those snowballs, and this might actually cause off a lot of trouble. But Arizi, he can actually have a fun time. He can actually just use off those damages and wing as well. And when it comes to a late game section, he can actually be much more sustainable hero, and he can took out and he can just poke out a lot of skills on the side of Team PK, and that is not going to be fun because the top lane we can already see Skyzen getting another first tier, and Ricky actually getting, what do we call it? Not Ricky, but it's going to be Haruka who's actually getting outzoned by our Ricky, and level gap as well. I mean, one level gap. It's not that big, but at the same time, it plays out a lot of roles. But speaking of roles as well, we can see another team fight might be engaging because Orizi in a bad position. Peak actually just running around, does not care much about it. But look at that, Skyzen just using up a lot of damage, just using up a lot of skills of his own. Just hook, be careful. As I mean, like I'm offended, but it's not that going to be fun because we can all see the side of Team SDES. They are not having the much fun time, and the bot inhibitor might be taken down. But what do you say about it, Fijan?
Looks like the problem that's coming in for the side of SES is the Alice does have a lot of sustain, but not as much damage. But the Skyzen on the Ruby, he's equally offensive as he's equally sustainable. So, but it looks like there'll be a fight here. It looks like Lemonade in a lot of trouble. Lemonade is taking down Lemonade yet again. This is the third time, by the way. These two are going head to head. They want to make lemonades out of these lemons. Ricky ends up taking down Ariji as well. Lemon ends up taking down Ricky. So it's another trade-off coming here. But Skyzen, he wants more. He's going for Wing. He has a lot of sustain. He has a lot of damage as well. Savage Warrior ends up taking down Wing instead. And looks like Ascension will manage to escape as well. But Ben 14 right now, very low HP. Will he manage to get caught by someone? It looks like Skyzen trying to check these bushes, but there was no one.
Yep, exactly. It is going to be the bush checking coming in from Skyzen, but not enough because he is going to be the tankiness and he can actually do it off. But for now, it's not going to be that enough of an issue because the side of teams, Team Peak, they are actually having much more, what do we call it, favorable traits on their hands with actually just trading off their tankiness for those damage dealers on the hands of Team SDES, and that is not going to be fun because if we look into the battle though, we can already see Savage Warrior is having a much more fun time when it comes towards those KDA sections because he's at 208, but before that, Lemonade being taken down before using the AOG. And with that, it is not going to be fun because the side of Team Peak, they already lost the frontliner off there, and with that, it is going to be Skyzen and Ricky who would have to do a lot of sustainability, and that is not going to be enough because Lemon is onto his bloody retry as he comes in. Ricky drops very low, forced to use the although glorious path being popped up by our Reezy not being enough because he will not be able to slow down anyone because the jetpack was there onto a Savage Warrior, and he will be using it to be running around. The hammer is still there, the sacred hammer, but the rings of punishment will be just consuming enough of those basic attacks, but it is not the basic attack that is being used up as the quad shadow being popped up all as well onto the backline with our wings though as he comes in. The Ben 14 gets a double kill onto the Savage Warrior, but not enough because Team Fight another engages with that. Ricky comes in, Lemonade gets the kill with the AOG onto us. Reezy comes in with the star line onto the backline. Ricky in a bad position, but he is a Uranus. You don't want to be fighting a Uranus on those healing, but speaking of healing though, my oh my, the side of Team SDES, they are coming back. They are making a comeback scenario here with Uranus and our Lemonade only surviving, and the main damage dealers already taken out from the side of Team Peak here. And with this, who do you think the Lord will be belonging to, Fusion?
It looks like the side of SDS trying to take this lord really fast. They want this lord, but Skyzen, look at the damage from those guys. Skyzen ends up taking down Lemon. He has a lot of sustainability. Like I said, he has a lot of damage, but now it will still go towards the side of SDS. Haruka ends up managing to pick out a lot. Lemon Air ends up taking down Ben 14 right there. Lemon Air in a lot of trouble, but Savage Warrior ends up taking down Arigi. Lemon Air manages to survive with a sliver of HP, while Ricky providing a lot of. He's trying to distract Wing, and he's going to try to take this blue buff for himself right now. And he does manage to take it. While God tries pushing in the mid lane, they're trying to take this Lord down as soon as possible because they know the side of SDS currently without Ben 14, Arizi, and Lemon. Even though Lemon is back, but they will manage to defend against this Lord really quick.
Yep, definitely. The Lord was taken off, and the side of Team Peak, they lived to see another day. I mean, they did made a little fumble mistake, but it was cleared off because it was not the major section of the game, and they actually just cleared off the Lord by taking down three members on the side of Team SDES, and that's going to be much more fun section because when it comes to the fight, you need to be making sure that your backline is your main damage dealers actually sustain, and if you don't sustain on towards those backlining sides here, you won't be having damage, but on towards the mid lane, though, we might be seeing another fight as well, but it's not going to be the fight of the life which we need to be seeing, but Ricky might be having a gang to 1-1 scenarios, but no, he will be surviving because Ben 14 decides he needs to retreat. Two people coming on his direction, but will our Lemonade discover him? No, he does not. He's not just check on the bush as well as Ricky, though. Both of them did not decide to check on the bush, but Savage Warriors actually did, though. Like you were saying, Lemonade actually not doing the Lemonade stuff, but onto the top lane, though. Eugene Chin in a bad position. Wink as well, though, going between two people comes in with his teleporter, but not enough. Glorious Path being popped up as well comes in with I am offended, does not care though. The shadow kill comes in with the damage dealers, but there is a lot more splash damage coming in onto Hayabusa. But it's going to be Haruka going on to the backline with the Starfall and gets the kill onto Sky Zen with Ricky in a bad position on towards the all, though it's not going to be Wink who will be using up the all for now because he does not have it. And talking about it, though, it is Lemonade who is isolated alone and he will be taken down by Lemon. And with that, Haruka again using up the Starfall and going on to the backline, Jetpack being cancelled off, not cancelled off, but being him in immobilized situation. And with that, Godkite will be getting the kill onto Haruka, bad positioning, but it is going to be Ben 14 getting the kill onto Godkite, and with that, the top lane first here will be taking down Ricky in a bad position, but he is a Uranus. He can sustain way more than he can take up the damage, but not for now because it is going to be the Bloody Retribution taking down his defenses, and with this, the side of Team SDES having another chance of making a win here.
Uranus, obviously, we know can sustain a lot, but not this much. He was working overtime. The sustain was coming in such overtime. But right now, as it stands, Lemon has been taking down Lemonade a lot of times. He's taken him at least 4 or 5 times, if I'm correct. And it looks like if life gives you lemons, you make lemon and not Lemonade, as it stands currently. But we will see what happens at the end because it could go either way. It's currently 16 kills to 16 kills. The goal gap literally the same. 100. It's not even 100 goal gap. It's literally the same. It's 37k to 37k. And but it could go anywhere. That we will have to see who will be the first team to commit a mistake. Arizi and Haruka right now going for the radiant armor. Wow, we might see a fight happening in the middle lane. Oh, it looks like Ricky ends up taking down Wink. And right now, Godkite ends up taking down Ben 14 as well. Now, Ricky trying to chase down Haruka and Arizi. But it looks like Lemon has something to say. He wants Kaizen right now. He does not do enough damage on Kaizen because we already know Kaizen on that Ruby. He has a lot of sustain and he has a lot of offense. So he won't be. He's just going to get tickled right here. But this side of Peaks right now going for this Lord. They want to end this game early. They know it could tell that any side the game is for anyone to take. And right now, Godkite ends up securing the Lord for the side of Peak. Wow, we see the Hayabusa or Lemon trying to split push and clear these waves.
Yep, definitely. They will be having a much more fun time on clearing this waves because they secure the Lord, and with this, the Lord will be marching from the top lane and the side of Team SDES. They need to make sure that they need to play off the cards really wise. Lemonade already making a mistake, but he has the EOG, he can use it up to be running off, and he did that, but he will be taken down by our Lemon because of the retribution, as well as we can see Wing coming in onto the backline, catching the all, but it's going to be Lemon finally taken down by Wing here, following down onto the Savage Warrior, but Ben 14 straight down the mid lane for the mid lane, and with this, we can see Peak actually making up a scenario of their own with God Kais already getting the kill, the double kill already being taken down as well. And with that, the side of Team Peak actually having a much more fun time. Haruka being forced to be running off, though Alice is the only one surviving. But the lane clearance from Alice is not going to be enough because it is not the Alice we know from the backside here. It is going to be the side of the revamped Alice, though it is not a really, really good Alice, I'll be saying, because the lane clearance is really low as well as the farming speed. But with this, the Nexus is being marked down. Wink in a bad position, though they go in, gets the kill onto his Wing, and with this, the Nexus being taken down, and the side of Team Peak secures the first game of the BO3 series.
Victory!
And at the very end, I just want to say we all saw what happened. A well-deserved win by the side of Peak. But are you guys not entertained? 14 minutes, a game, action-packed game. Kills coming in from both the sides. Unorthodox picks in the goal lane. Maybe not from the side of Peak, but the side of Peak did manage to win. And anyways, it's been your favorite uncle, Uncle Jeff, and nephew Fission, and we'll be signing out for the next game.
Peace out. And welcome back, guys. We are back on towards the second game of the BO3 series between the side of Team Peak and the side of Team SDES Shadow Esports, the team of I7 and a well-known team Peak, who were originally known as Peak to Plumet. But yes, in this match, it is going to be the side of Team Peak securing the match point. The first match goes on the hands with a really diverse game. I would be saying a rubber band game. Both the teams were stretching, but at the end, Peak actually got the hand and they actually won it. And yes, with this is going to be the second game. The side of Team Peak, they need only one win to secure their spot on the top 8 series. But the side of Team SDES, they need to make a reverse sweep. They need to make two more games to be making it towards the top 8. But yes, guys, in the casters deck is none other than your homeboy Uncle Jeff coming alongside me. We have none other than nephew Fusion. So Fusion, say hello. Okay, he might be missing for now. No worries, guys. He will be joining in a few seconds or so. But yes, guys, it is a really interesting match between both the teams because Peak, oh my, the way they are playing off their cards are really amazing. And like I'm saying, the amazement that is being produced by both of them, it is going to be the Baksha being picked off onto the ban as well as the Grok being taken down. And on the side of team SDES, they take off Angela once again. Don't want the Angela being picked off and a Reezy though. Let's see what the second pick is going to be. And yes, speaking of the second pick, there are a lot of options open. Like on the previous game, we saw none other than Savage Warrior on towards that Kimi, and we also saw that Lemonair was playing Gatot Kacha really aggressive, and he actually poked out a lot of skills, which was leaving the side of Team SDES not able to play out their cards really well, go in for the backline and hunt them down. So yes, that is something they need to be watched out for. And Orizi actually just waiting for the time to be passing by, and he bans off Kalia, the girl with the tsunami slam. My oh my, the Archeo lady will be taken down. But Phasian, are you here, my guy? Okay, not for now, but not issue, guys. It is going to be Uncle Jeff who will be entertaining you guys.
I'm really
Okay,
sorry
never
about
mind.
that.
Oh, hello, Phasian. Welcome back.
Sorry. I knew Uncle Jeff was working overtime, and I kind of, as a nephew, I just had to give him some, extra work because yeah, it is what it is. But right now
Oh
I'm
my,
back.
oh
Sorry,
my.
Baxia being banned on the side of Peak, and we see a Grog back and a Zushin being banned right out here. SDS banning the CC. We have already seen the CC being banned a lot of times, and a really good ban. Kalea and Dazzler being banned out as well. So it looks like I'm really excited to see what Skyzen picks again because Skyzen, this guy, I think he's one of the youngest players in the community tournaments, and he's just amazing in the goal lane. Right now, if he goes for an orthodox pick, it'll be crazy to see him pull it off. But God Kai is going for the Yi Shin pick. We know Yi Shin, like Uncle Jeff has mentioned, double S tier jungler, but currently S tier after the nerf. Wink going for Skyzen's pick. Is he going? Is Wink wants to show Skyzen what the Ruby can do, or maybe Wink just doesn't want Skyzen to get his hands on this Ruby right here, while Arizi going for the Gato Culture pick this time.
Definitely, the side of team SDES, they're copying the flow of our team speak here, but it is not going to be fun because Gatot Kacha as well as Ruby, they play out a lot of sustainability as well as spell vamp. And when it comes to sustainability, you don't want to be messing around with the Gatot Kacha because the way he plays off his what do you call it, slams as well as the AOG taunt coming in with a combo and following up with I am offended and the second skill of Ruby. My oh my, the chain stun is really wild here. And talking about wild, Ricky actually picks off Alice onto the EXP side, which is going to be causing a lot of trouble once she gets those items. And Lemonair picks off the Hylos, and this is going to be the reverse. Wait, I feel like this is going to be a reverse draft from both the teams. My oh my.
It does indeed look like a reverse draft coming in from both these teams. Lemonade this time going for the high loss. Wow, Ricky on that Alice, but will Ricky use the Alice in the mid lane, or will this be going towards Skyzen? Because that would be interesting. Maybe Skyzen like, you know what, Wink, you pick the room, you pick my hero. I will show you the Alice is better, maybe, or maybe it's just a micro gap. We'll see. But Ben 14 going for that Kimmy right now, while Haruka is going to be banning out a hero. Maybe we see maybe oh, they go for the Farsa ban instead. I was hoping maybe they go for the Nathan ban or some on an actual MM because we know what Kaizen can do on MMs, and to ban an MM is like, yeah, it's crucial to be banning an MM because he is a goal laner and a really top goal laner as well.
I mean, that's true. But facing what do we call like after the recent combos coming in, like recent EXP laners on towards that. what do we call it, goal lane side instead. I mean, fighters on the goal lane, that is rising up a lot. So yeah, it is actually really insane. I'll be seeing, but at the same time, if the side of CMP actually want to combine it against those odds, yeah, they can actually go and pick off that. What do we call it, carry on towards that, and with true damage it is going to be dealing out a lot of damage, and it can actually play out a lot of cards as well, because Savage Warrior, he can go in for a really good mage, yeah, like a burst type of mage. If he wants to, he can again pick off something. Now this time Ben 14 is on the Kimi, so Savage Warrior, they can either go in for like a Farsa, or if they want to, there is a Zaitian open, but Zaitian I'm usually not seeing it. Oh, Farsa is banned off as well. My oh my, that leaves out only a few options open for Savage Warrior, which I can't even think of right now. There is a Selena open, but I'm not a big fan of Selena against Wink, who is on Ruby. And talking about Eve, like I was about to mention it, Eve as a banned off. I need to shut up my mouth, Vision. Every time I speak of a hero, it gets banned off or picked off.
You're right. You might be cursed at this point, Uncle Jeff, but hopefully that caster curse is taken off of you soon. But Fredrin, look, it looks like Fredrin will be banned out by the Shadow Peak because Fredrin, we all know, another S tier jungler right now in this meta, and he can technically counter the Yi Sin Shin with, so they have managed to ban him out. The Shadow Peak doesn't want to play against them, and Eve. We all know what an Eve could do with that spatial migration, and the Eve is being banned out as well. Right now, Skyzen though. Skyzen is going to take his ban on the Joy. Joy, a really interesting ban, but we know the offense provided by a Joy is too much, and it could, and the dash is coming in from the Joy. So a well-deserved ban indeed. But now Haruka going for his pick. Who will they be picking up? Because this Kimi right there, we already know there's a Kimi in the mid lane. There's Wing with the Ruby in the gold lane. Arizi, Gatot Kacha, Roam right now. So what? Right now we have Haruka and Lemon. Lemon, we saw him on the Hayabusa, which he will be
Jesus,
picking yet
again.
again.
Yep, definitely. I mean, the side of the, what do we call it? SDS, they do lack a little bit of those damages on towards the magical side, but it can be covered up if they pick off Esmeralda, which is still, yep, it is still open up. And if they want to, they can pick it off. But yes, Savage Warrior comes on towards the Lunox to be melting down those frontline Sanchiness and Skyzen. If he wants to, he can pick off a really good Lapu Lapu. I mean, Lapu Lapu is open up on towards the goal lane if he wants to, and CC it's taken off, so I don't think so. CC would be here, but exactly if we are speaking about, it can be a Lapu Lapu who can be picked off and can actually work out. I mean, there is a damage from what do you call Lunox as well as God guys who's on Yishin Shin, so a defensive for like 3 2 or 3 for 3 it can work out. But no, Bane is open up. Bane was